pillars of the sport finally coming together as one.
SuperMotocross is indoors and outdoors coming together.
It's the ultimate test of who is the best dirt bike racer in the world.
What we have now is a combined series between the two.
10 months of racing, 31 races, all to settle the score on who the best is. That's the SuperMotocross World Championship.
Tune in January 1st at 5 p.m. Eastern for the 2023 SuperMotocross Preview Show on NBC.
And I think the biggest story coming into this season, there's only one high-level rider that made a team switch, and beyond that, it's something old that is new. Ken Roczen switching back to Suzuki for the third time in his career. So, Clint, we bring you on. Give us some stats. What jumps out to you when you hear Ken Roczen riding yellow again?
Yeah, lots of critique on his switch to Suzuki in yellow Weege. But for me, I look at the stats. The stats say he's had tremendous success on a Suzuki. He raced for 2 years, 17 wins in 50 career starts for 34% win percentage, best of his career. In contrast to 6 years with Honda, 121 races, he got 18 wins, not bad, but that's only 15% win percentage. So you look at Suzuki, you look at Honda, you compare and contrast those things. He was twice as successful on a Suzuki. So I look at the switch to Suzuki, and maybe that's a happy place for Kenny. Maybe that's the place where Ken Roczen feels really comfortable, Weege.
Well, he would certainly hope so. You know he's going to start the season strong. He always does, regardless of brand. And we've been talking about that quite a bit, Daniel, about his success in the past with that brand.
Yeah, if he's going to make an impact, we can almost guarantee it's going to come early in the championship. So don't be surprised if he's really, really good in January. Clinton, if you're looking at those stats and the success he had on Suzuki, 2016, let's narrow the scope on that season, indoor and outdoor. Pretty impressive. I'd say maybe the best of his career.
Oh, for sure, the best of his career, and quite frankly, one of the best all time. 12th best in terms of number of wins in a season. So 29 races between Supercross and Motocross, 14 wins. The thing that sticks out for me is 16 times fastest lap. So 8 times in Supercross, 8 times in Motocross. So a phenomenal season. And then the last piece that you can't forget about in 2016 in the Pro Motocross Series, Roczen had 20 moto wins out of 24 motos. That's the 5th best all time. So clearly the Suzuki treated him nicely in 2016 as well as 2015, but especially 2016. So my gut says that the switch to Suzuki is his happy place. He's had a ton of success there, and there's no reason why he shouldn't be able to get a win. And, dare we say, maybe he can contend with those guys for the championship.
Yeah, the championship is really the key thing. Now, look, we all know it's almost every time you bring up Ken Roczen, you have to mention the massive arm injury from Anaheim in 2017. Obviously, that has probably tempered the Honda stats a bit, but it always goes back to the same thing with Roczen. A, we talk about the arm injury, and B, we talk about getting that Supercross title. So Mitch Kendra at Racer X, who I work with, he came up with the stat. Roczen is now the winningest rider in Premier Supercross class history to not have a title. Clinton, does that not exactly encapsulate the career of Ken Roczen? He's won 20 mains. That's more than anyone who has not won the Premier Class title.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think about. He joins a couple of other names I think we were talking about before. You get Ken Roczen, you got Damon Bradshaw and Kevin Windham there with 20 wins, 19 and 18 wins. These are guys that you just amazing riders, incredible talent, and just haven't put the title together, which is really surprising and shocking in so many ways.
Daniel, it's not always the story with Roczen. Like, the standard we judge him to is essentially title or bust. He's had great seasons where we say, didn't get it done.
Unfairly, in my opinion, and you can look at it from a number of different directions, but for me, it's look how successful he's been indoor and outdoor. Not a lot of guys have been able to be good in both, but winning that Supercross championship is going to hang over him, like it did Eli Tomac for a long time. So for Kenny, the ultimate goal would be to win that championship, to put that to rest. But at the same time, 20 wins, to have 20 Supercross wins and have the all-time numbers that he has, that's impressive. So you could look at it from a number of different ways.
All right, and that's what we do on this show. Clint, we'll bring you back next week as we preview Anaheim 1. As always, thanks for making us sound smart. All 31 Super Motocross World Championship events can be streamed domestically. That's here in the U.S. on Peacock. To subscribe, go to peacocktv.com/sports/supermotocross.
And for the fans of SuperMotocross, they'll have a chance to watch it all year long on Peacock, NBC, and USA Network.